You bought the car, you have the keys, you're sitting in the driver's seat, and it might not let you start it, not because it's broken, because it decided you shouldn't drive. This isn't a far-off sci-fi idea. It's already been filed in writing with the U.S. Patent Office by one of the biggest car manufacturers on the planet. And once you see what it's designed to do, you'll start asking a bigger question. If a car can decide when you're allowed to drive it, do you actually own it, or are you just borrowing it on the manufacturer's terms? Let's get into what's actually being planned. Ford has filed a patent for a system that checks whether you're intoxicated. Not with a breathalyzer, but by watching your eyes. Here's how it works. The system asks you to look straight ahead. It checks that your head posture and eye gaze line up the way they should. Then it tracks your eye movement to judge whether you're impaired. If it decides you are, it won't let you drive. Instead, it offers you other options. Call a friend, order a rideshare. On paper, that sounds responsible. Nobody's arguing against stopping drunk driving, but sit with the mechanism for a second. A car deciding on its own whether you're fit to operate the thing you paid for. Based on a judgment call from a camera and an algorithm, not a certified breathalyzer, not a person. And it gets stranger. This isn't the only patent. Ford has also filed for a much broader biometric monitoring system, one that uses interior cameras and machine learning to read your lips, track your facial expressions, analyze your emotions, and even monitor things like your heart rate. Officially, Ford says this is about improving voice commands and checking whether a driver is alert and fit to drive. But here's the part that should actually make you pause. A separate Ford patent describes measuring your biometric data, your face, your iris, even your fingerprints, and running that information through a law enforcement criminal database in real time while you're sitting in the driver's seat. There's also a patent for detecting an unauthorized driver. The car watches for trigger events like erratic acceleration or an unfamiliar route, scans your face, and if it doesn't recognize you as authorized, it can disable the vehicle mid-operation and alert emergency responders. Your car isn't just a machine anymore in these patents, it's a witness, and its decisions might not always favor you. So here's where this actually lands. None of this works like the car you grew up with, where once you bought it, it was yours, full stop. No update, no remote decision, no manufacturer opinion could ever stop you from turning the key. These systems live in software, and software doesn't work like hardware. It can be updated, expanded, or restricted after you've already paid for the car, through an over-the-air update you didn't ask for, tied to policies you never agreed to when you signed the paperwork. That's the actual shift here. It's not just cars are getting smarter. It's that the decision about when you're allowed to drive your own vehicle is quietly moving from you to the manufacturer. You still hold the keys, but the car might be the one deciding what those keys are actually allowed to do. Now, to be fair and to be accurate, these are patents, not features in any car you can buy today. Companies file hundreds of patents that never make it into production. This is Ford's research and development direction, not confirmation that your next F-150 will scan your face before it starts. But patents tell you where a company is putting its resources and its thinking. And when you put these filings together, intoxication detection, emotion tracking, law enforcement database checks, unauthorized driver shutdown, it paints a clear picture of the direction the entire industry is heading, not just Ford. So, back to the question. If your car can decide on its own whether you're allowed to drive it, is it really yours? Or did you just buy the right to use it until it disagrees? Let me know what you think in the comments. Would you actually want a car that can make this call, or does this cross a line for you?